Thank you very, very much, young boss. And thank you to all the group. I sat there riveted, actually. It was just lots and lots of details, and um, I mean, all of these experiences are quite similar wherever you are living, whether it's the UK, whether it's Europe, whether it's Africa. We've all got similar experiences with the differences, and I think that's what's so fascinating. And I've certainly learned today just listening to everyone. It's really, really interesting. Thank you so, so much. So I'm going to stop sharing, and then we are open for questions. So, guys, do you want to
I
come
think
back round? So I think
we've got
Joanne, you
one.
were going to take over from here.
Yeah, I mean, there's only just one question. I think everybody's basically saying it's very, very interesting. I think for myself, um, we should do more with the international students because we've got Chinese students, they don't sort of mix together, and I'm thinking it would be really useful to be together. And I feel myself when I go to China, I very much identify with you saying I live in a very small village of 150 people or something. And when I go to Chengdu with millions of people, it's yeah, I really understand how you feel overwhelmed by the difference. One question we got from the chat was, were you given any pre-departure advice before you came to China? Did anybody kind of prepare you for what you were going to encounter when you got to China?
You want to answer?
I think, I think we all had like a bit of pieces of advice from past students, and for us, in Sierra Leone, we had a meeting with the Chinese embassy. They gave us some advice on what you should do when you are students in China, the do's and don'ts, what you should expect as well. And from close friends, what you should bring along, especially as an African, you should take some few African products like your Maggi, your Maggi, your spices, certain seasonings, because definitely the flavors from Africa and that in China, it's a vast difference here. So we advise some of us we were not giving that much of an advice, it's just like a little bit. Like Elizabeth from Botswana, she came prepared because Elizabeth still had some seasoning she came back from before 7 months ago. So she came extra prepared. I just bought like a little bit that lasted me for 1 month or so. But yes, I think she also had a contribution that she might want to.
Yes, I would say we were prepared. Like Yangi was saying, our embassies really prepared us. I remember we were invited by the Chinese embassy in Botswana, and then we had representatives from my country as well who prepped us as to what to expect and everything. And we even had the taste of the Chinese food we eat before coming here. And then like she was saying, the past students also prepared us. We were told about food, we were told about how different cosmetics are different from here to home, that we should take our favorite things, this and that. So I'll say we were prepared because I even remember there were groups that were opened, like WhatsApp groups, where we were kind of inducted into what to expect from this side. And then the good thing is our course instructor, Vera, she got us into a group. The moment we were told, "Congratulations, you have been admitted," she created a group with all of my classmates, and then she told us about this and that about the course, and then she also told us she took us like some steps into how to use this and that. So I'll say yes, we had a feel of the induction here and there, but then we all know that theory and practical is different. When you get here, it becomes all a whole new world. But of course, the tips worked as they were saying. But we knew what to expect. We knew that we were going to be faced with the technology. We knew we were going to be faced with different flavors. We knew we were going to be like in my case, I'm going to be faced with a lot of so many people. Like I said, I come from a country where we are 2 million, but Beijing alone has got 22 million people. Imagine how many of my country can fit into Beijing. So I would say we were inducted, and it really helped. It really helped.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
For me, I would say for people from Nigeria, mostly, especially in the year 2022, 23, there was no induction. And also, probably it's because of the kind of scholarship we came in with, because we didn't come in through the Ministry of Commerce. We came in through the Ministry of
Sorry, I'm writing growth. I'm eating. I'm trying to keep up. Sorry.
Lorianne, yeah.
So for us, it was just an individual thing. But me, we were able to overcome a lot of them because we have an older brother who has been in China for some time. So for me and my younger sisters, he was the one who told us what to expect and what to bring. But for other students, I was even the one coordinating other students who were supposed to come to China together with. So if not that I had an elder brother here, I don't think we don't even know what we are supposed to travel with. So it was different. But recent years, I think there is a lot of improvement has been made because I've seen a lot of manual handouts where these tips has been written and translated to English. So a lot of improvement has been made in recent years.
Oh,
I was
that's
just going to
interesting.
ask as well. I'm here, hand here. Hi.
Yes, yes.
I just wonder because if Youngbo and Yi could talk about their experience pre-departure stuff before they went to the UK, that would be quite interesting as
There
well.
was a question here about at the university, our team is here to support international students with academic English and study skills. And they've got online materials and everything. It seems that not everybody knows about them. So it's like, how can international students get to know and be introduced to what we can do, I guess. And so, yeah, is there any information for people?
Yeah, I just wondering, can we ask
Yes, yes, let's ask them.
Yi
Yeah.
or Youngbo just from their perspective? Yi, do you want to have a go at that
Yeah, so
question?
cause for me, I'm like student from Stella, so I have like the 1 year before I already learned some English stuff, like you told me some of the cultures thing. And before we come to UK, we learn a lot from China social media because like for now UK have a lot of international students in China from China. So they're gonna share the like information on social media. So we're gonna learn a lot from that. After that, I think like I mean it's not that hard to get along with. Like we have all our needs on the social media and teacher gonna help us a little bit. So I don't know like which parts you really need to like I'm not sure like which parts is really need to help. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Yi. Youngbo, is there anything you want to add
Or,
about
or
pre-departure? How did you find out about going to the UK and what to expect?
mm, I think a new eyesight for the international student and to in the UK to see to think and back to China and use experience in the now and I'm in work now so I use the experience to work. Yes.
Yeah, and just to add, I know here we've got several things. So they've got WeChat groups where they connect with students who are in the UK who advise the students. You've got students in the UK selling stuff where for the next cohort that are going over to the
Yeah.
UK, which is a really good
Uh,
idea, saving money.
it's like
Um,
sustainability.
yeah, it's useful, isn't it? We've got students here who, we've recorded student videos of their experiences before they've gone to the UK, and coming from the students themselves. And at NTU as well, we've developed a online self-study program that students can do before they come to the UK, which is to help them develop their intercultural academic skills. We call it DIAS, and it's just quick. It's got a few units. Students can dip in. It directs them to different parts of our kind of learning rooms. So that's quite useful as well, like a quizzy type course that students do. So, and I can see there as well, Xian, who's in the room, she just said, there's like you can use a little red book, and that's how students can kind of share experiences as well.
You definitely need to have the phones and the apps and the QR codes for sure. But I mean, it makes me think that we don't do half enough to help teachers going either who go to China. I feel like there's a lot of things that we should know, which we don't really, and we don't do very much. And I think we could learn a lot from your experiences.
Great. Is there any other questions?
Yeah, because I think we better go soon. But has anybody got any questions?
I don't have a question, but I just want to say something else. Generally. It's not a question, but I think it's something that's sort of a concern to students here in China, and I think Juliet will be in a better position to elaborate on this particular concern, which has to do with, students in China are not allowed to work. It's not like European countries wherein if you have your scholarship, you have given a part-time job and all. Students find it very challenging, and it's almost impossible for a student to work here in China. So let's just say, for example, you have a 4-year program or even a 2-year program. We know mostly a 2-year program, the 1 year is mostly academically intensive, and the other year is just like your research, which might give you a lot of time to just stay in your room or stay at just a little bit of time to do extra things. So if you have that 1 year, you just have your research that you're doing, and then you don't have any other thing going on. I think that's where also the loneliness comes in. I think Juliet has been struggling with that, so I just said I should raise it up. She should elaborate more on it.
Okay. During my master's level, I had the same issues because during the COVID, I started my master, so I did approximately 1 year online, and that was the year I had to do all my coursework. So coming to China was just finishing up with my thesis and defending because I couldn't. They prohibited me defending online, so I had to get down to China. So it was like a whole year of me struggling to see if I can get something, and then me leaving my work back home. I found it very difficult to actually just sit down and only do research work. And beside, I've done part of my research work back home. So here it's just finishing up on the research work. There's nothing else to do. So for that, I looked around, and then that was when my supervisor actually inducted me on the rules, especially concerning someone with a student visa here in China. You're not permitted to work, but you can do internship. Yeah.
Mm.
And we have two types of internships. We have the school internship and then the outside internship. So if you want to do internship in the school, you don't need to get an internship visa. But if you want to do internship in a company or any school outside your school, you need to get a student's internship visa. So that was the induction I got. And then I looked for internship in my school, and I was able to get to ICUC. That is where I met Stella. Yeah.
Great.
So up till now, I'm still having my internship here in ICUC faculty because that's one of my requirements for my PhD too. So you can actually go, you can work the same way people in UK work for some hours, but you can do an internship.